Yo guys, namaskar. I'm back again with another video. So, Valentine week is happening, and I think today is Teddy Day. So, a lot of you would be gifting teddies. Someone might be having breakups and all of that. It's okay gifting all these teddies and whatever the common prevalent theme is, but is your love so hollow that you need society's stamp mark to show affection? So, nothing against showing affection, but when we start segmenting life or time in these specific events, like the New Year metrics, the Valentine matrix, and all of that, probably after a point, these things seem kiddish because see, a lot of people who are indulging in these things, probably it's their parents' grace, parents' money that is helping them splurge all of this. Nothing against it, but then the center with which you are functioning, because you're cloaking lust and showing it as affection and love and whatnot. So I was reading a very uh, cool statistic that the rise of protections or condoms rise during this specific week. So you can just directly draw the correlation. Anyhow, so why am I starting with this? Because one person had reached out to me with a similar problem just before Valentine. The guy had been going through a breakup and now he's kind of ruminating. So I had some interesting insights, thought of just sharing certain things. So, see, fundamentally, all of us have a mindset wherein we just want to solve problems. Now, what happens if we are not indulging ourselves in any worthwhile pursuit or any pursuit like a game which motivates us to excel and break our limitations? We'll start picking up the wrong problems. Emotional outrage is a very good tool that is used by your exploiters because they know that they can then control you. Because, see, what happens when you engage in a lot of politics, news, you have been seeing in your brain that for a long time this whole mess is unresolved and now you want to just solve it. So, the act of having a discussion with your friend within your circle about certain policies and things like that just signal that you're just looking for problems to solve. A lot of times, I feel a lot of activism that is done, it is predominantly done because, see, it's easier to always see things on the outside rather than sometimes seeing what an internal mess you are. So, I just want to talk to you on that specifically. Basically, this is a tool that we have wherein we can just solve all these problems. You see how forward we have brought humanity due to the marvelous power of our mind. Now, the problem is because you don't see a worthwhile pursuit in front of you, all that energy gets turned against you. So, you yourself become a problem, let's say, whenever you're wanting to solve any problem. So, problems will exist all the time, but whether you will become a problem in solving that problem is a choice. And I think the goal of life fundamentally should be that, okay, objectively, we see all these issues. Sometimes we see that our internal life is also messed up, certain relationships and things like that. Rather than just impacting ourselves too much with a lot of mess, I think the aim should be to bring ourselves to an 80-85% calmness and then just react or respond with a 15 to 10% emotional, you can say, proclivity or emotional reactivity. Of course, if you become 100% monk, I don't know if such things exist, but we have to just navigate in practical realities. So, anyhow, I was just reading a very good example. So, this was during World War II when the Americans were sending their planes to the Japanese coast, and then they were like coming back with all these holes, bullets, and being shooted. So, what had happened that during that time, the Americans thought that okay, now we have all these planes. Let us just double coat the plane or double coat the layers where bullets are going through specifically. And then there was this statistician by the name of Abraham Wald. He gave a very mind blowing insight. He said that, see, it's okay, the planes that are coming back, that's good. But fundamentally, we need to research on the planes that are actually not coming back and double layer the places on the plane which don't have any bullets. Because, see, essentially, the planes that are coming back, they have all these bullet holes. That means they have survived. The life of a pilot is saved. But what about the people who have just passed away on that mission during that thing, right? And that was like a very mind boggling insight, because he identified the correct route, and then they started kind of double layering on the places that were not shot, and then a lot of lives were saved. But fundamentally, why am I bringing this up? This talks about a bias that we hold in our mind, which is known as survivorship bias. Specifically, that guy that had come to me also was talking about how life was so beautiful and things like that. But then, just a simple question of, see, we have this one relationship, but we don't know the next 10 or 20 relationships that may come. Sometimes it's just about seeing the unseen, if that makes sense. So, if I have to use a proper definition, this bias is the error that results from systematically focusing on survivors, that is successes, and ignoring all the failures. So a common example would be, you see all these businessmen, they're often associated with dropping out of college and things like that. But what about people who have not dropped out of college and still become very successful entrepreneurs? It could be anything across the board, but you get the idea. The idea is that you see the unseen. Now, where does your problem solving mindset comes into picture? It is precisely in this place. Whenever we are troubled with the known things in our life, just start focusing on, or just trying to get a holistic vision. Just scope out your vision and try seeing the unseen. Basically, just seeing that what other factors can I tweak that can maybe not help me directly solve this problem, but indirectly. Let's say you're in a job that stresses you out. You cannot leave that job due to certain realities. Maybe you have loans to pay, bills to pay, families to take care. All that's fine. But then the mind of a strategist works like, okay, what are the long term places or avenues in which I can avert? And right now, even if I'm getting stress from this job, what other things can I do which can just help me reduce all of this stress and mess? Maybe taking out your anger by lifting weights, picking up an exercise, maybe if you have a healthy relationship, not bringing that mess of office onto spoiling your personal relationships and things like that, maybe investing more in those relationships, whatever works for you. But I think fundamentally, the aim is that all this energy that we have towards solving problem, human mind is such that even when we are 80, 90, we still want to solve problems, though the nature of problems then turns to, maybe for a lot of people, fitness, for a lot of people giving something of value to the world through their experiences. But whatever it is, you see that this switch is constantly within us. Now, amidst all of this, there also comes this thing, a certain nuance between toxic positivity and genuine positivity. What do I mean by it? So, see, the core of resilience is, whenever any problem is attacking me in life, I know I can fix that or go through that problem. How does that come? When you have self belief that no matter what life throws at me, I'll be able to handle it. Sometimes what happens is, not a lot of us are very resilient. Now, the way to overcome it is, whenever we are going into any challenge, let's say you are stressed, you have these other relationship problems, whatever it is, you go into a specific habit, gym, or all of that. Most people think that they won't be able to do it, it's too overwhelming, too taxing. Instead, an alternative approach can be that, okay, I go into a gym, I maybe can lift the barest minimum weight, but still the act of going makes me just different. This is a way to fool yourself and also make you feel good about yourself. So we'll use selective positive thinking that whenever you are in between struggle, in between chaos, let's say when everyone wants to quit, are you the one that is just pushing a step or two further? That is what makes the core differentiator between a master and, let's say, a beginner. Any struggle, you can just use this as a tool that whenever there are challenges, okay, what's the bare minimum? One or two steps I can push through, maybe more and more. So now, why am I giving you so many tools? From the onset, it might seem that these are just very haywire-ish. He's talking about so many different things. But fundamentally, the point here is that any problem, it's meant to be solved. But I think the approach should be first solving your life, both on an internal level and all the problems that affect you in your vicinity. Use that energy, withdraw all the energy that you give on other people's issues, news, politics, whatever it is. Just focus on yourself till the time being you have an abundance of time to waste your time on so many specific issues. Because if we just keep on ruminating about all these issues that exist, life is finite and your brain can hold a specific amount of information. You'll prepone your death. You'll prepone all the negative things that your body would respond to due to all the stress that you're feeling day in and day out. And whenever you're solving any problem, let's say this is step one, step two can be, instead of just focusing on the successes, see which people have failed in that, and then just seeing, okay, what learnings can I take from those specific failed incidents. And whenever you are in that problem, let's say you have gotten the courage finally to take a step or two, then we'll use this tool of positive thinking in a strategic way, not toxic positivity that you're sitting in a bloody couch watching TV and think, oh, life is great, I'll not have any disease, I'll think positive. Not like that. It would work as a miraculous tool when you're in the gym. Let's say you have 8 to 10 reps and then you're aiming for 15. Then using this tool, okay, I have done so much, let me just push a rep or two or three more. So this is how we use strategically certain things. So these are like just very broad level examples. Now coming to the relationship part, like as this guy had reached out to me, this Valentine week is very triggering for him. Precisely because we went to the root of it. It was mostly related to the act of not indulging in cigs anymore. So that was like the core problem. Then I think we had certain discussions around it. Unfortunately, he's doing well now. But see, fundamentally, just to end this, if any pursuit, be it relationships, anything, if you need society to validate or put a stamp on you, then that is not true. That is not coming intrinsically from your heart. Things that you genuinely love, no one needs to tell you to do this, start this, or like you wouldn't have a need to show it to the world. Let me take an example. So love is like this private thing. Wherein, let's say if you love yourself too much, you love exercises or whatnot, no one wouldn't have to tell you that follow these 10 routines and all of that. You'll do all of that research on your own, figuring out things for your own self. That is true love. If someone else needs to validate whatever you are going through or feeling, then or you have this need within to show to society, oh, how successful I am, how much I've made it in life, all of that is baloney. Still, there exists within you some sort of insecurity. But anyway, I think those can be different discussions. I just wanted to give these nuggets of wisdom predominantly because whenever we are going through tough times, it's precisely then we need to push even more harder because life just does not wait for anyone. Problems will keep on coming. It's your choice and the ability to solve bigger and better problems in life that determines the quality and the depth and breadth of you as a person. But anyhow, do write whatever limitations you have broken in the comment section. If there are any learning from this video, feel free to write that down. How would you implement these tools in your own life, and let's build a community of dedicated critical thinkers. That's been my aim. Just improving ourselves in our life, of striving for perfection, though eventually there is nothing that exists like perfection. But just the act of striving in it can help us break a lot of our limitations, bondages, and things like that. So, anyhow, you stay awesome, brother, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, this is Debashish Pindra from Debu Ki Dastak. Take care, cheers, bye.